you know, I guess I think Speaker Malone's point and some of the others in the Habit Institute was not that the taxes were lowered a bunch of times. They initiated them, and in some cases it wasn't even the city's money, it was the state's money.
Right.
So how do you fairly take credit for 23 tax cuts when they were begun and in some cases paid for by other entities of the government?
Well, because I had to recommend them. Like, for example, the STAR program that you mentioned, and you said, somebody said I was a bystander. That's totally untrue. The governor recommended the STAR program. It didn't include the city of New York. I negotiated for, testified about, and lobbied for, including the city of New York, including co-op and condo owners, and then because so many New Yorkers are renters, having a similar reduction in the PIT, which I argued for, got, and obtained. And I mean, a lot of the tax reductions you get as a mayor come from Albany. Mm-hmm. All the reductions in the personal income tax come from Albany. All the reductions in the sales tax come from Albany. Who gets credit for doing away with the sales tax for those holidays I would have for the sales tax? Who argued for it? Who pushed it? Who got it done? And who passed it?
By that argument,
the state assembly passed it.
All you have to do is say, I support it, and then you get credit for it.
That's exactly right. Of course. And the legislature has to pass it.
Credit for President Bush's capital gains tax?
Of course not. I wasn't the chief executive. I was the chief executive of the city of New York. My tax base is made up of taxes that come from the city council and taxes that come from the state legislature. Mm-hmm. When I asked them for less taxes, or I agreed, even sometimes with home rule messages, that I had to sign for less taxes, then I should get credit for that. And very often, I substituted other taxes that I would reduce for taxes they reduced that I took in exchange for that. So, as you point out in your article, 19 of those tax reductions are tax reductions that I proposed. 4 of them are tax reductions that I accepted. There were another at least 25 tax reductions that I proposed that I gave up in exchange for the things they gave me. And that's the way you reduce taxes.
You argued against the PIT for several months.
I argued against it while we had a deficit, and then I argued for it as soon as we had a surplus. And I got 5 reductions in the PIT. And I supported all of those, and I'm pretty sure all of them had to have a home rule message that I signed. So I think, in fairness, you'd have to give me credit for that. I didn't oppose it, I was in favor of it, and in the case of the STAR program, that was probably one of the most egregious mistakes, because it's because of me that the STAR program was extended to New York City. I fought for that, and I got it.
Peter Malone would say he fought for that as well.
He did too. He did. Honestly, he did. I had to go and negotiate that, and I had to get Peter to agree to it and pass a home rule message. And I did. But I'm the one who orchestrated that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.